Hey, welcome back to Primetime Sports. And like I said in the open, this is the greatest weekend of the year in the Crescent City. We got the NFL Draft. The Saints and a lot of LSU players are going to go high. Obviously, some Tulane guys as well. You got the Jazz Fest. I mean, does it get any better than that this weekend and next? And you also have, the Pelicans in the playoffs. And then we got the Zurich Classic, which to me has become one of the premier events here in the city of New Orleans. And many of the players that play on the PGA Tour, they say it's the most fun event that they go to. So we got a guy that was here last year, a guy from New Orleans. He was a state champion in high school, an All-American in college, although it was Lamar. And also, he played on the PGA Tour. And you might remember him a couple of those weekends in 96 and 97 in the U.S. Open. Yeah, after 27 holes in 96, he was second. That's right, a day and a half. That's good stuff. And he was also in the running in the top 10 in 97 over the weekend. So here we go. Kelly Gibson, welcome back to Primetime Sports.
Thanks for having me, Scott. Appreciate it.
And thanks for being the representative for the Zurich Classic.
Well, it's fun to be here. It's a great week. It's always a fantastic week for New Orleans. You got so many different things going on in the city, and to have the PGA Tour players in town, it's a special week sporting-wise.
I'm going to say this. We had Steve Worthy on many years in a row, and he gets so, spread out. He's got so many events. I said, I'm going to give him a couple-year break. We're going to give Kelly a tryout here, and it's going well. So maybe one day we'll talk on a podcast or something. Who knows that?
No, I'd love to do that.
Let me take you back, though, to 96, 97. I know you felt really good, right? Strong, virile,
yeah.
In the first couple days. I mean, I hate to say this, but, a little impotent after that in the weekend. What happened to you?
Strong words to express how I felt.
I'm just saying.
It's a situation where the U.S. Open, it's the max pressure you could feel on the PGA Tour, and I was in contention. Unfortunately, the tournaments are four days long, and I tried some shots I probably shouldn't have tried, but at the end, it was a great experience. And
like 10 cup? Like you just went for it?
It wasn't quite 10 cup.
Or like the French guy in the whatever tournament that was that just went for it and he just hit the water?
There was the 9th hole at Congressional, and nobody had reached the green in 2 all week. And I saw that clip early in the day, and I had a chance to get on in 2, and I tried to hit a driver off the deck that went about 30 yards. So it wasn't a good attempt. And I wound up hitting a 3-iron on the green for my 3rd shot and then 3-putted. So it just didn't work out.
Did it hit the rough? I mean, that ball,
no, it was just a fat driver right off the deck. No, it did not hunt. But it went about 30 yards, and then I hit a shot on the green and actually 3-putted. But that kind of was a bad tone for the rest of the back 9. But it was a great experience.
I don't know about golfers, but in the sports I play, particularly basketball, if we started cramping up and stuff, we just drank a bunch of pickle juice because do y'all ever do that in golf?
Well,
because it tastes, actually I like the taste now. It tastes really good.
I love pickle juice. When you're under pressure, you're looking for an edge whichever way you can get it. And out on tour now, they have massage therapists, they have trainers, they have nutritionists, and a lot of them are drinking pickle juice out there to stay hydrated.
You see these shows, and I got a little inside because, obviously Smiley from LSU was from Birmingham, right? Good friends with that group, Justin Thomas from Alabama, Spieth and those guys. Everybody's well aware now of their big bromance.
It's almost a showmance now.
I mean, tell me about showmances. Who was your best bromance and who was your best showmance?
Well, I don't know. This tournament's unique, the Zurich Classic. You get a chance to play with your best friend on tour. Or you pair up with a guy who you think complements your game. And so there's going to be a lot of showmance out there this week.
Who would have been your guy that you would have been with if this tournament was around when you played back, a quarter century ago?
Well, I would have loved to play with Tommy Moore, who was my sort of my mentor and idol, even though we were close in age and we played together in high school. Grant Waite was a real dear friend of mine.
Tommy Moore is a legend.
Yeah, he was. And
I did plays with his sister Colleen.
Yeah.
And they were great.
Yeah, super family. And so, you'll see that this week. You'll see guys that played collegiately together. You've got some twins in the tournament this year. You've got an Irish team in Rory and Shane Lowry. That's going to be fun to watch.
Did the twins come over from Ireland, the Lingus twins? I mean, Lingus Airlines, I meant. Did they come over?
No. Aer Lingus is the flight that you do take to Ireland.
Right, because you take it all the time.
Yeah.
Because for your, you have a course
I think they come on their own jets now, these guys.
Let's give Lester a shout out because Hogshead is the You
Yes.
helped design it, and you're the
Yes.
minister of fun, right?
Well, I was there for the design process, but I was really just sort of reporting to ownership group and kind of influencing how the property was developed. And then once we got it open, I brought in the Golf Channel to do a piece, and the on-air talent Matt Janella mistakenly, I was going to be director of fun, and he anointed me minister of fun.
Fun sounds even
And
better.
it sounds like I'm some kind of
official.
royalty now in Ireland, right?
Sir Kelly Gibson.
Yes, I love it. So it kind of stuck, and I rolled with it, and they rolled the piece on the Golf Channel, and it was very well received. So this will be my 9th year of spending time in Ireland, and I love the people are fantastic. The golf courses, it's one of the bucket list properties in the world.
One of your fellow De La Salle grads is now a member out there, right? Hogg said, did that shake things up? It's like, because you know you have to have a smorgasbord of food out there. I mean, he doesn't eat as much now, but Lester Bitts loved to get a little spread of smorgasbord.
Boy, he doesn't miss a meal, does he?
No, these days he misses a lot. The guy lost 100 pounds. You got to love him.
Yeah, but he takes advantage of it when it's there. But yeah, he's a great member. I don't know how he got in, but he's in the club, and he's won a couple tournaments, which is a shocker.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's a good golfer, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a would you, did you? I mean, you know.
Well, you know, it would be great if they had an amateur division at the Zurich Classic, and you and him would pair together.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I would bring him way down. Unless it was 97. That was the apex of my golf. Literally, I played a lot in the 90s. I started having kids late 90s, and that's when I kind of
Would the best
up.
ball over and under be 90?
For me? For me? Or just us?
For y'all two together.
Oh, 90 would be right.
Yeah.
For me alone, let's go 100. Right now, 100. My best was like in mid-high 80s. All right, so these days I'd be scared. There's great food out at the Zurich. That's one of my favorite things, man. If you're lucky enough to get one of those passes, and you can buy them now. I mean, 19th, 18th hole. You got the champions. You got obviously.
There's some incredible opportunities if you're a foodie. It's the place to be this week.
Well, Acme, Tommy Stanovich. You know,
Tommy Stanovich is a tournament chairman this year.
He's doing a clam slam. He's doing it.
Yeah, the clam slam is up north, but they got oyster shucking down south.
But we're doing clams now this time too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have some fun with it.
You know, he's an amazing guy. The whole 4Kids Foundation does a first-class event, one of the best tournaments on tour, and of course Zurich being the title sponsor. The impact they have financially on the city of New Orleans, and what they've done for this event over a period of what now 15, almost 20 years. I think they've been with the 4Kids Foundation, TPC Louisiana, Zurich Classic. It's a match made in heaven, and the players are starting to realize that the golf course is probably as good a shape as it's ever been, and the weather forecast looks amazing. So if you want to come out and see the best players in the world compete in a unique format, and then enjoy all the offerings of New Orleans food all in one place, this is the time to do it.
You know, I love that it's always after the Masters, and one of the great things about living in Atlanta for 11 of those 19 years, either as a fan in the beginning, and then because of my job, I got to go 11 of those times. And I got to talk to Rory McIlroy. I haven't been in a long time, though, which makes me sad, but Rory was a young player when last time I went, and I had some credentials, so I talked to him. You know what he told me? Because I said, I was trying to big time, and I'm like, hey, I know Kelly Gibson. I went to school with him. And I said, he goes, did he start the Kelly Blue Book? I said, and he said in that Irish accent. It was so funny. I mean, did you though?
No, I had nothing to do with it. I know you asked me about that earlier. No,
the Kelly Blue Book. No. When you buy a car. That's not you.
That's not me. I'm not very good with cars.
I got to talk to Roy this week.
No,
right.
It wasn't me. But I know you've asked me that before. I have nothing to do with the Kelly Blue Book.
I have? All right. Tell me what you know about the Tremont Sporting thing.
Well, it's a new company that's partnering up with our foundation. Good friend of mine, J.D. Carabino, is involved with it, and they're putting out a lot of great product into the golf space right now. So I'm excited about that relationship.
When you think of the word existential, like what do you think of most? First off your hand, as far as golf goes.
Well, I don't know. You know, golf's an amazing game. It takes you to places you wouldn't normally.
Is it existential though?
Well, you know, define that for me.
I'm asking you. I'm the interviewer here. Okay, so when I say existential, I just think it's like all-encompassing. It's like everything.
Well, the game can get you mentally to so many different places. You know, it can build you up, tear you down. It can take you on rides that you've never thought you'd be on. And you have to have the fundamentals of being an athlete to play at the level that the tour players play. So you've had to train all these years, and you work on your body of work, and then existentially things happen, and that's when it gets a little bit crazy mentally. You know, you're dealing with outside influences. When you have success, you got to be able to handle success as well as handle adversity when you go through tough spots. And every player's going to have it. You know, Scotty Scheffler is
on. You took the words out of my mouth. I swear to goodness. I was going to say, Scotty Scheffler is in a zone right now.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you, what does that feel like? I know you've been in one before.
Well,
what does it feel like to be in that place?
Let's be clear. I haven't been.
Not winning 2 Masters in a row and stuff.
No,
but I mean, you know, you've been somewhere.
I was listening to Billy Horschel on the ride over today to come to your show.
What's his claim to fame here?
He's won a few times.
No,
here.
the only guy that's won both the doubles and the single. You know, back in the old format when it was just one.
And he'll be a good person to watch this week. Probably one of the favorites because he's a type of player when he gets in the zone, he just rides it. He knows he's like a pitcher that gets on a hot streak and he's throwing. He's got total command of his game. He just won last week on there's 2 tournaments last week, and he won Punta Cana tournament, and Scheffler won it in Heritage. But those players, when they're hot, the game comes easy to them. Their missed shots are in spots where they chip in. They're not having adversity. There's no pressure. They feel relaxed. They're very calm. Everything's moving slowly towards them. It's not hectic. There's no distraction. So it's like getting in a bubble, and they see the shot before the shot happens.
Right.
They're not leaving themselves in bad spots. So when they leave the golf course, they're not blowing calories all over the place. They're not stressed out any kind of way, shape, or form. My whole career was stressed out.
Sure, man.
But I did have moments. I was gonna comment.
Yeah.
Billy was talking on the radio today about I think Scheffler's made X amount of cuts in a row, and Xander Schauffele's made 50 in a row. And he goes, and then you think about Tiger. Tiger made 150 in a row.
That's crazy.
I think the most I ever made in a row was 9.
That's amazing too.
That was 9 weeks in a row. I stayed out on the road.
You're the best in the world,
yes.
Kelly. I mean,
yes.
You made 9 in a row. That half you make it, half you don't in the weekend. Remarkable. And you know, when you were telling the story about how golf can get in your head, in your era, there's a guy that came to my mind first and foremost, David Duval, because literally that guy. A little bit of a schmegma there, but he is a guy that was on roll. People forget he and Tiger were like this for a few years, and then he just took a precipitous downfall. And it's all mental there, isn't it?
Well, it was crazy to watch. I mean, he had such command of his game, and then he rises to #1 player in the world, shoots 59 at the Bob Hope to win on Sunday, which that had never been done before. And then he decided that he was going to get into training. And you almost think that, and I don't remember exactly when he got hurt, but he hurt himself. He lost about 30 or 40 pounds, and it was really all good body work. Like he gained muscle, and he got
a lot of muscle, right?
He looked really thin, and he got into the whole training thing. And I think what it did was it took him away from his fundamentals of what he naturally felt as a golfer. Because his whole game was a little bit different. He had a strong grip, had a little bit unusual, club face was closed, all these things, but he knew where his golf ball was going when he was playing well.
Right.
And I think he won the British Open maybe after he started training, but then he got hurt. I believe he got hurt training. I'm not sure on all that, but he's a great guy. You know, I consider him a friend. I haven't seen him in forever, but he got to #1 in the world and then kind of just disappeared, and the game gets crazy when it happens.
Before I let you go, I got to ask you this, because as a former golfer, last year it was a little more uncertain with LIV and obviously the PGA, and they've had kind of a marriage of sorts since then. What is your take on the whole relationship between the two, and where's it going to go?
Well, it'll be interesting. You know, this is a great week to kind of see what LIV's type of, you know, what they want to do is sort of what this format kind of lends itself to.
Yeah.
A little bit more fan-friendly. There needs to be a marriage between the PGA Tour and LIV. They've got to get to the table. They've got to get together, get in the room, work this out, get the details refined, make everybody happy. There's a pathway for success for both of them, and they need to find a pathway where they can get together, because it's hurting the game.
Right.
And the people that are really upset about it the most are the fans. They're tired of hearing about it. The money's out there, you know, make it happen. They both have handled it poorly PR-wise.
Yeah.
The Tour and Live have not done this the right way. I think the players are frustrated. You know, I just hope there's a little reparations in there for the guys who played back in the day. You know.
Right. Say, hey, yeah, come on, bring it back to us. Grandfather is in a little bit.
Yeah.
You're making $200 million.
Yeah.
I mean, how about?
No, but I think
the pioneers that paved the way, right?
I hope they get it worked out soon, and you know, and there's too many good players playing on the Live Tour that need to be playing on the PGA Tour.
Well, Kelly, 8 years doing this show with a couple off. This is at least your 4th or 5th appearance. So I know you have a few of these Task Performance shirts. Do you ever wear them?
Oh yeah.
They're soft,
that looks a little small for me, but I think I can fit in that one.
Is it? I got you the size you asked for. But all right, yeah, you look good here. This is a new color.
Thank you.
It's not, but this is
Thank
called
you.
Iron Heather.
There you go.
It's
Task.
good. So,
good local company.
Yes, it is. And you know what else is a good local company? You know your boy Desi Vega, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you do. Well, this is Mr. John Steakhouse.
There you
It's
go.
a gift certificate. Archie Rodenkirk, you know him. He's the mate today. He will take care of you.
He's the best in the business.
He is the best.
He makes all the money for
He
Desi.
took care of me this weekend. I mean, I appreciate him very much. I don't get out much, but I got there this weekend and it was delicious.
Yes, it's one of the best.
Kelly, I appreciate
Thank you so
brother.
much, Scotty.
Hey, get out to the Zurich. I'm telling you, I've got a fishing trip this weekend, but I'm sandwiching the Zurich on Thursday and the Jazz Fest on Sunday, and then I'll be at Jazz Fest all next weekend. But I can't wait. It's a great weekend in New Orleans. Mix both of them up. They're both fantastic, and you got to treat yourself to both. I'm telling you right now, you won't be disappointed. Even if you don't like golf, it's just a blast to be out there and support our local events, right?
Yes.
All right, appreciate you, Kelly. Coming up next, we're going to a Jazz Fest guy. He's been in there many times, and to me, I call him this for the last decade. I've called him the best saxophone player in the city of New Orleans. I'm going to go ahead to the South. How about that? The best of the South. His name is James Martin. He's a local product, and he's coming here, right here on Primetime Sports. See you then.